For the record, Avengers: Age of Ultron is a massive hit and should be crossing $1 billion worldwide in a couple days. Despite the headline above, this is not a negative article. Avengers: Age of Ultron debuted in America 2 weekends ago with a robust $191.3 million opening weekend. It's the second best debut on record, behind only The Avengers, and it snagged the second biggest Friday, Saturday, and Sunday totals respectively in the bargain. This weekend it took a not unreasonable 6% drop to earn $77.2 million to bring its 10-day cum to $312.5 million domestic and $874 million worldwide. So yes, it's a massive hit by any reasonable standard. That's not what this is about. But Walt Disney's Avengers: Age of Ultron also became the member of another rather exclusive club this weekend, one that doesn't necessarily constitute a badge of box office honor. Avengers: Age of Ultron lost $114.1 million between its first and second weekend totals, which is the second biggest such loss in history. It is the latest movie to drop by over $100 million between its first and second weekend. This is a club that contained 0 members until 5 years ago. Of course, we didn't have any $100 million plus debuts until 12 years ago when Spider-Man broke the opening weekend record with $114 million. It had strong, but brief, legs, grabbing a rousing $71 million second weekend on this very frame back in 2002. Since then, we've had 31 films, counting the $102 million with Thursday preview's debut of Iron Man, that have crossed said threshold. But we've also had another oddity as a result of this boom in super huge opening weekends that aren't necessarily followed by legs to match. We've had a hearty number of super large drops over those second weekends as well. We've had 4 films that have lost over $100 million between their first 2 weekends, with 11 films that have lost over $90 million respectively. The first unofficial member was Twilight Saga: New Moon, which opened with $142.83 million on its debut weekend and then dropped 70% to $42.87 million on weekend 2 over Thanksgiving, giving it a loss of $99.96 million between frames. The current record holder is of course Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, which broke the opening weekend record with $169 million back in 2011 but then plunged 72% for a $47 million second weekend, against the $65 million debut of Captain America, for a whopping $121 million loss. Ironically enough, the third biggest drop belongs to The Avengers. The film had comparatively sturdy legs in its second weekend, dropping just 52% from its record $207 million debut 3 years ago. 48% of $207 million is still $103 million, a massive sum for a second weekend, the record by far, but still a loss of $104 million between frames. I'm sure no one at Marvel or Disney was shedding tears at said milestone, but it's now been overtaken by the somewhat smaller opening and more front-loaded sequel.